question. This guy asked me, how is it if my truck note is $1,000 a week? How am I making money? How much money am I taking home after my expenses? He also asked me what carrier I'm with, which I am not going to say on my channel. I'm just not going to do that for my own reasons. And I'm not going to tell anyone how much money exactly I'm making on a weekly basis because, for one, it fluctuates, and two, it's none of your business. I take care of myself. Nobody else pays my bills and nothing like that. So it's no one's business what exactly I work with. But what I will do is tell you guys how I go about making my money, why I make money with a $1,000 truck note. And basically what it comes down to is the way I run my clock. It's my time management. For one, I'm willing to do 8-2 splits, 7-3 splits and stuff. I do quite a bit of them. Not exactly the best thing for my sleep schedule because it can mess me up if I do it for too long. But at the end of the day, I'll do what I have to do to get loads where they need to go. Another thing is I don't really complain about where I go. I don't necessarily care. I've been doing things a little bit differently as of recent because I said I got tired of the monotony of being on the East Coast, the Northeast, all the time, running New York City, Boston, Philadelphia, and stuff like that. I needed a change of scenery. And as of right now, technically speaking, you could say I'm making less because I am running more miles and making roughly the same, if not a little bit more, but it's not too big of a difference. But it really comes down to the time management and my fueling. I run tight. This is how it works. When you're new to a carrier or you sign a lease, they're going to throw certain loads at you just to test you. They're going to see how it is that you run. They're going to feel you out a little bit. And what they notice about me is I always outrun whatever load they gave me. You can give me a load 800 miles on a Monday and it be due Thursday morning. I'm there Tuesday. If I run through the night Monday, get the rest of the way there Tuesday. Now I'm sitting all on Wednesday to drop Thursday. They started paying attention to the fact that is what was happening. So what they ended up doing was giving me shorter distance loads with a higher profitability on them. Because not only do shorter runs tend to pay a higher rate per mile a lot of the time, but I could knock out more of those in a shorter period of time. Or in the allotted amount of time, which is 7-day periods between pay periods. I can knock out more of that. So instead of running 1,800 miles on a regular base, 1,800 there, 800 here, 600 there, instead of running like that, I would maybe run that first load of the week 1,000 miles. It would be a tight one, but it'd be like 1,000 miles that pay something like $2,500. My fixed costs are $1,200, right? So out of that $2,500, the $1,200 that's already covered, minus whatever I spent in fuel. I might have made a couple $100 off of doing that run, but everything beyond that, minus fuel, is profit. The profit is in what you're not spending. So now for the rest of the week, I might do a little 300 miles there, 250 miles there, yada, 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 but that 300-mile load might pay $1,500. That 250-mile load might pay $1,000. And the week off on a 500-mile run paying $2,200, something like that. That's how it works. You see what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be in a league of doing that if I didn't run as tight as I do. See, the problem that a lot of people have when they get into this is everyone tends to lean towards sitting around. And I like to move. I like to get things done. I like to go. Let's make this money. That's why I'm out here. Let's get paid. Screw all the mess. Pay me. Let's make some money. I also lucked out with having a very greedy dispatcher who's about his cash. So he's about his money. He know I'm about his money. We don't talk. We don't have like a close, oh, we're best friends type of relationship. No, it's straight. What are we going to do to get paid? What's the plan? He also double books me a lot of the time. So if I pick up one load, I usually have a pre-plan from the moment I pick that load up, which is very uncommon because more often than not, a carrier drop destination. I might get a pre-plan after driving 100 miles out of a 1,000-mile load. And I'll always be like, yo, does this work? So I'll look at when it delivers, where my week is, how much I might need to spend in fuel, where my fuel tank needs to be, all that. I'll do all the calculations and hit them back. This works. Boom, knock it out. Turn and burn. Drop the load. I already know where I'm going. Do everything I need to do to pick that up. Boom, I'm in the win. I keep moving. That's why I make the money. That being said, because I run that way, I don't necessarily need to run 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 miles every week. I just don't have to do it. You gotta put myself in a category of individual where it's like, we could trust you with some higher value stuff. I haven't done a Walmart load in God knows how long. It's probably been, what? It's been a few weeks. They hit me with them every so often, but I rarely ever do them. Rarely deliver to Walmart. Rarely deliver to the regular civilian type of places, if you know what I mean. Like general freight, I don't do a lot of that. I can't talk too much about some of the places I go specifically, and that's really just to protect the contract for the carrier. I'm not gonna put them on blast, not to mention if people do find out exactly where I'm at and they're at the same place and they're not doing what I'm doing, they're seeing stuff that, you know, they've never heard of, then it's gonna cause conflict. That's why I don't talk about the amount of money I make. That's why I don't really talk about where I'm going or how I'm able to do this and that, because a lot of you don't work like I do. You just don't. And that's okay. I'm like that because, like I've said before, I was trained by my father, and my father runs like a crackhead. He trained me, so he kind of imparted that to me. Another thing is, you see how it's dark outside? I run nights. I'm not solar powered. I will get up at any given time in the day and just run until the wheels fall off the truck. I don't care. Nighttime, daytime, rain, sleet, snow, I get the load there. It all comes down to efficiency and trust and fuel. I only fuel enough to get the load done. That's it. I might fill up at the beginning of the payroll week. That first load, I might fill my tanks up. But after that, if I can get away with 50 gallons, 100 gallons, 75, that's all I'm doing. I keep my tanks above a quarter because I have an APU. But other than that, I only use enough fuel to get the load where it needs to get to. That's it. Profit is in what you're not spending. It is very possible to be at a mega carrier and see mid-2000s, mid-3000s, stuff like that. But you also have to be smart about your money. Not all the money that you make is yours. You have to remember it is a business. You have to save. You have to save for the just in case moments. You gotta save for tires. You gotta save for, you know, if the truck breaks down, you gotta be able to survive out here. You have to be smart about it. Don't get me wrong. But at the end of the day, if you are actually trying to get paid, you need to refine yourself. You need to be able to run like a well-oiled machine. Of course, you're human. We all have limits, and don't push your limits. Not to the extreme. If you need to rest, by all means, take your rest. I won't be mad at you. But also remember, if you are somebody that has to sit, if you're somebody that takes a 34 every week, you know what I'm saying? You look at a load and you see all kinds of time on it and you BSing around here and there. If you're somebody that runs like that, you cannot be trusted with the higher paying accounts. You can't be trusted with the accounts where there's no excuse to be late. You can't mess with the accounts where, you know, this load cannot be rescheduled. You cannot be late. You can't mess with the high value, don't talk about it type of loads. You won't get them. I just so happen to put myself in an arena, a select few, to where I get those kind of loads. You guys see, I'm on YouTube now, but I don't talk about the company. I'm not big up in them. I'm not praising them and nothing like that. I just do the work. at this point. Yeah, it really is. Even this load I'm on right now. One load. It's the beginning of payroll. Once I deliver this, I'll already be profitable. Everything after this is just extra gravy on the biscuit, if you know what I mean. But that's pretty much everything I had to say. I have another 4.5 hours on my clock. I'm gonna run that out and deliver this load on the 3rd at like 3 in the morning. So as I always tell you guys, be happy, stay blessed. Do not be afraid to make drastic changes in your life. It might end up being the best decision that you ever made.